Namaskar. Perseverance and devotion. Devotion to the self and perseverance. These are the two attributes which are most essential, and we can say they are the inescapable requirements for any seeker to be honest to his goals and his practices. Often we would have experienced that there are two major, very strong chains that prevent our flight. And those two chains are: what will people say? And second is the, the fear of falling down, the failure. Now, these two are very strong chains which prevent our flight to the newer frontiers. We can say when there is a fisherman who has plenty of fishes in his fishing net. Suppose we are one of them, one of those fishes. We have opportunity to come out of that situation, that net, because we know that if we prolong our stay in that net, we are certainly going to land up on the tables of the people. So before that happens, there are ample opportunities to jump out of that net. And we would have seen some fishes do jump out of the net, and it is those fishes who are able to break the effects of being caught in a fishing net or being entrapped by those two strong chains of what will people say and the fear of failing. There is a fear of failing everywhere, and people will anyway say whatever they wish to. So why worry about them? There is a fear of failure even in life. The moment we are born, there is a fear of failure, fear of, dying, that exists. But it doesn't mean we stop living. We do everything. If the mother prevents the child from walking, he can never walk. We would have seen the certain cases, certain birds, when the child is not willing to come out of the nest, the mother pushes the child, the small bird, out of the net. If it does not, then that bird will never learn to fly. This is what we must know. So, in a scenario where we are persistent and devoted to our inner cause, inner exploration, there will be always a situation we will be confronted with where the collaborators so far turn up and become conspirators. There will be a situation like flowing against the current, against the popular will, or what popularly course of action people take. This we can understand by a story. The story is of a king. Now, there was a place called, I think it was called Kashi or some place, where there was a tradition that a king would be appointed for a tenure of 5 years. And after 5 years, the king would be sent to the forest which was across the river. And in that forest, many wild animals used to stay. So, this used to be a usual system. And in the in those 5 years when the king was ruling, whatever he desired was fulfilled. But on expiry of the fifth year, this is what he had to do. He had to pay with his life. Now, this particular king whom we talk about, he also was made the king, and when the fifth year came, he was asked to go to the forest. But there was a difference here. All the kings used to come in a very low morale, clothed like one who is about to die. But this king, he came in his kingly attire with all the robes on, all the jewels and crown on. He said, till the time I don't die, till the time I don't go in that forest, I remain a king. So, till that time, I will be wearing the clothes of a king. Nobody could deny. He said, okay. He was ferried, put in a small boat, and was taken by a boatman. Now, as they were moving, the boatman said, I have been doing this for many years, and many kings I have seen through into that forest. Now is your turn, and I don't leave anyone. But I find that you are not at all perturbed. What is the reason? He says that I was given an opportunity for 5 years. And I knew at the end of the fifth year, I will have to go to that forest and be eaten up by the wild animals. I wasn't prepared to let this precious life be ended in such a manner. So, in the very first year, I sent a couple of hunters to kill all those wild animals who had been staying there. In the second year, I sent around 2,000 woodcutters to clear the forest. Then, in the third year, I sent a few masons, engineers, architects, town planners, etc., to plan the city over there. So they planned and constructed the buildings. In the fourth year, I sent there a few loyal people who were to be appointed over there as ministers, prime ministers, and various office bearers to manage the affairs of the city or the kingdom. In the fifth year, I knew it's just 1 year left. So I selected a few good, loyal, and dedicated citizens of this kingdom, sent them to that place, and allotted them houses. They are there. And now you can see, as we are approaching the bank, you can see so many people waiting for me with all very, very large contingent of army and the military band with the garlands in large numbers. People are waiting for me to welcome me. So now I will be here and I will be the king of this place. And that place was called Nai Kashi or Nutan Kashi or something like this. So this is how that king could evade landing on the dining table, because he had the intelligence, he was persistent and very devoted to his goals, his ideals. Now the point is that when, say, we decide, we say, okay, we also would be like this king, we have a plan chalked out, and this is how we would navigate through our life. But those two things, one is what will people say, and second is the fear of falling. These two things are the main things that we are unable to negotiate. So here is our choice, whether we want an instant gratification of our senses, or we are ready to defer the pleasure and work out a time plan, because it is immediate gratification of the senses when we give in to the unreasonable demands of the people around us. It is instant gratification. And as I said earlier, if we are willing to give our intellect a belief in our own self a chance, we will have to not give in to the temptations of immediate gratification of the senses. And that is how we would be able to achieve what we want. There is no other way. The senses have to take a back seat. The intellect has to be in the forefront with the belief, perseverance, and devotion. Thank you.